today we're here to talk about how transformation works. And I wanted to talk about this topic because it's important to understand. And it's important to understand because transformation can be hard if you let it. And the reason it can be hard is because you don't understand how it works. If you understand how it works, it's a little bit easier to get through it and make the actual transformation and make it stick, right? Because transformation, as miraculous as it seems, is not magic, all right? There are no fairy godmothers, there's no magic wands that's going to make it happen. You have to go through the process. And if you go through the process deliberately with consistency and patience and love, you will make it happen, right? And love for yourself in particular, because you're going to have to be really patient with yourself as you go through the process of transformation, right? Like, I intend to one day be one of those email marketer, online business type coaches that email you every day. I don't email you every day yet, but I'm working on being that. And that's a transformational process. And it takes time because there are things you have to work into making that happen. And if you don't do that, or even if you do that, there are going to be times when you fall off the wagon, when you fall back, when you fail, when you mess up. And you can't let that derail you. You just have to get back onto it and get yourself back to doing it. So, for instance, right, I am a martial artist. Now, I don't look like a typical martial artist because I let myself get all um, broken down and beat up and destroyed, and then now I'm in the process of rebuilding. But one of the things I do is Tai Chi and Wing Chun, and that's about building a habit, right? And building a habit is part of what helps to create the transformation because you have to be able to see what it is you're heading toward clearly, right? So one of the reasons transformation often doesn't work is because people don't have a clear outcome. They're not envisioning that clear outcome that they want, and they're not envisioning it with absolute clarity, right? And so you have to envision what it actually looks like that you're aiming for, and you have to hold that vision in your mind's eye despite what it looks like out here. So I know I've touched on that before, like when you want to, yeah, keep your eye on the goal. Yes, that's a way to look at it and to say it. You have to keep your eye on what it is you want, and you have to be able to not just envision it, you have to feel it. You have to be able to know what that is that you're stepping into. So if you are stepping into the dream, well, I'm going to go back to martial artists, but if you're stepping into the dream of you live by the ocean, then you have to make that a reality in your life now, even if you can't afford to actually go buy a house by the ocean, right? And so, ways you can do that is like you can have a picture in front of you that is of the ocean where your house is. You can picture your dream house. You can spend time envisioning you in your dream house and coming out of your dream house by the ocean. You can listen to the sounds of the ocean. You want to engulf yourself in that vision and you want to live in it so that when you look outside and you see not the ocean, right? Maybe you live in a desert, or maybe you live in a big city, or maybe you live in a two-bit town that only has 100 people in it, right? Whatever it is, you have to be able to look past that to what your actually thing is you're looking at, to what it is you want to see. Hey, how you doing, Lyra? It's good to see you. I'm happy you're here. Um, and so you want to be able to see clearly and feel clearly what it is you want, because the law of attraction works by you using both your mind and your emotions to, your sight your vision, your emotions, and your imagination to get your mind to believe it's true. So a lot of times people talk about fake it till you make it. And sometimes that's seen as a negative thing. But when you look at that whole idea of fake it till you make it as you actually giving your mind things to believe until it actually accepts it and starts to put it out, is a different way of looking at it. And it makes it, once your mind believes it, it will do other things to make that happen, to make it be reality and attract it into your life. You'll get opportunities to spend time by the ocean, to maybe spend weekends by the ocean. You'll get opportunities to be at the ocean more and more. And eventually you will be able to get that house and be by the ocean. This is how I do things. So every day, as a part of my routine, I get up, I put my tea on to brew, and then I go and I practice Tai Chi. And when I get finished practicing Tai Chi, I do my meditation slash contemplation, whatever you call it, my spiritual exercises to keep me open. And then I write. So, and drink my tea because by then my tea is all ready to go. Right. And so there's steps. And that because I do those things every day, when I'm with my friends who are martial artists and we're practicing and we're doing stuff, I fit because I can do the work. I've done the work. And it has transformed me from this broken body person to someone that is seen as a martial artist in my circle of friends that are martial artists. Right. And that wouldn't be the reality if I didn't keep doing the work to make the transformation. And I say transformation, and you think, well, okay, are you really? But when I first started doing Tai Chi, I couldn't stand up. So I would sit and try to do a few minutes. And sometimes I would stand for a minute and then I'd have to sit back down. I worked up to being able to stand for a minute and do one piece of something, one exercise, one part, and then I'd have to sit back down. But now I can do the form, right? And I can do it standing because I kept doing it. And so it seems like a miracle. And people who haven't seen me in a long time see me and think, wow, I've done this miraculous thing and I can do this stuff. And it seems like overnight, but transformation is rarely overnight. All of these stars you see that are overnight successes and all of these things, when you look back over the stream of their career, you see they've been in the making for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and then they became a star overnight. They went through a transformation, and the transformation started with them believing they could be this thing, that they could be a star. Transformation starts with you believing in your vision, right? And until you believe in your vision and can see it clearly, it's very hard to actually achieve it. And so you can say you're going after a transformation into this thing, but until you actually believe you can do it and are willing to do the work to do it, you stay stuck trying to achieve it and you don't get the transformation because the transformation is a process. And it's a process of consistency and persistence and clarity. And clarity being one of the most important parts. You have to be clear in your mind in order to keep that vision in front of you despite everything that's coming at you that says the opposite. And to keep your mind believing in your vision despite everything coming in that says something else. And then you do the work. Does that make sense? That's really what it is. Clarity plus persistence plus consistency, and you get it. You get the transformation. Cool, 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 cool. Thank you. All right. So I'm going to want to talk more about this as we go forward, I want to talk. Yay. Thank you guys for giving me some yeses, just to know that I'm not talking to myself here. I'm going to talk some more about this because I really want to go into more detail of making transformation work in your life and getting the results you want. And I'm going to do a free live workshop on this so that we can really spend some time and see how to make transformation work. So if you guys will stay with me, you'll see that coming up in the next few weeks. And then we'll do it and we'll come from the workshop. And then we will be ready to make some transformation in our lives in the new year. All right. So I hope you guys will be around and I will talk to you later. I love you all very much. And thanks for hanging with me today.